Good evening, America. We are here with,
Marco, we're here with Caesar.
and like I mentioned earlier, we're just gonna start it off with
Some
New Amsterdam.
Amsterdam? Okay. That's a big bottle.
Yeah, it is. I
Okay.
1.75 liters.
That thing has some history.
Yeah, it does actually. I went to Food for Less to get this shit. Actually,
It's like a cup.
yeah.
You want me to take care
No,
of
you're
it?
good. You're good.
Okay.
I went to Food for Less to get this shit. But the thing is, now, actually, you know what? I don't know if it's now or if it's always been like that because I don't normally get bottles from Food for Less. I get them from Rite Aid. But Rite Aid, I don't know if you know this, they're going out of business.
Yep, I do.
All right, let's take this and I'll continue the story.
All right. Cheers to Rite Aid.
Yeah, all right. Oh, fuck, I don't know why it was so rough today.
Pizza probably.
Well,
Yeah, I had to do it in two.
it was pretty rough, wasn't it?
New Amsterdam. That's what you got. You get what you pay for.
Well, okay, so I usually go to fucking Rite Aid to get bottles, right? Just because it's quicker, or kind of quicker, because there's barely anyone there. But I went to go get a bottle from Rite Aid, and there was no bottles. There's maybe like fucking
Yeah, I think everything there is on clearance, no? They're just
yeah.
liquidating or something.
And so fucking there was like maybe a bottle of Popov, but I was like, I'm not gonna get
Popov.
whatever you fucking call
Or
that
is it
shit.
Popov? It's probably Popov, maybe.
I like Popov.
Okay.
But I was like, fuck that. I ain't getting that shit. So I was like, okay,
Yeah.
let me go to fucking Food for Less. And I was like, all right, let's see. Vodka. I just had in my mind that I was going to get vodka, you know? And they had the 1.75 liters. And it was the last one. And I was like, damn, who the fuck is buying this shit?
How much was it?
It was like $16 or some shit.
16?
Like 16, 17 maybe.
Are you serious?
Like 17 something with like tax and shit.
Whoa. So they were just trying to get rid of it, or what?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. And I was like, oh, fuck. Like the fucking, there's a gate on it now. Like you need someone to come like open it for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just go to cash register, the register or whatever, and tell the cashier like, oh, let me get this fucking bottle.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing. Here's something.
I'm gonna start judging you.
It's a Tuesday night. So here's the thing. I don't know if you know this, Marcos, but like you got to be 21 in order to sell, like be a cashier selling the alcohol.
Makes sense.
I,
I wasn't sure about it either.
I learned that with Mr. X, but I kind of forgot about it. Like one day I was at Walmart and I was buying some, I think I was buying some Voodoo Rangers, and I went to this cash register with like the least amount of people. It was like this cute girl, right? And she's all no, Walmart.
Oh.
And she's like, you know, it looked like she was, you know, trying to make eye contact with me, and I was like, damn, I must look good today and shit. It turned out, yeah, she was trying to make eye contact with me because she was asking like, is that alcohol? And I was like, yes. Why? And she's like, I can't sell you that. I'm like, what the fuck? Why? I got ID. I'm like, why can't you fucking sell me this? She's like, oh, I'm not 21 yet. And I was like, what? I don't care. And I was like, oh, wait, fuck, okay. Shit.
I don't care. I don't care.
I was like, well, what's that got to do with me? Shit, just sell me the alcohol. But ever since then, I was like, fuck. Like, all right, well, one, I felt stupid, and two, I was like, oh, I just waited for fucking nothing. So ever since then, every time I buy alcohol, and like there's multiple cashiers, I always make sure I go to the cashier that obviously looks like middle-aged or something like that.
Like me.
So there was this lady with like white hair and shit at Food for Less, And I was like, all right, I'm gonna go with her. And I think she's like a manager or some shit. She's like one of the like bigger shots. And I go with her, right? And I'm the only person there without a fucking like item in the, you know, that shit that moves. Like you put all your, whatever the fuck you call it. Yeah. And you know, it's my turn finally. And there was some dude that put like, you know, he had a bunch of shit. He had like healthy shit like vegetables, fucking fruit and shit. And she starts, you know, like I guess starts scanning them or whatever. And I'm like, oh wait, no, that's not me. That's not me. And she's like, what? I'm like, none of that is mine. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just here for alcohol. She's like, oh. And I'm like, yeah. Can I get the 1.75 liter bottle of New Amsterdam? And she,
right there?
yeah, she's like,
1.75 liters.
She's like, the big one? And I'm like, yeah, the big one. She's like, yeah, give me a sec. And she goes, and it sucked because she was in the first aisle, so she had to like walk the most, I guess. But she got it, and she was like, okay, that'll be like $17.59 or whatever. And I was like, damn, that's a fucking bargain.
Yes, sir.
But I don't think the video does it justice. Like, it's big, right? Like, it's a big fucking bottle.
Yeah.
Like, this is a big fucking bottle. Trust me, guys. Like, it was a bargain,
yeah,
right?
Like I said, that has a history.
It has a fucking history.
Many nights, I can tell. History.
So, yeah, that's the story of how I got that shit. And I'm sure the lady was like, damn, this motherfucker has problems. Shit.
So how long ago was this?
Like a week ago.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of do have problems, dude. Holy shit.
Look, I'm only drinking right now because I told you news from yesterday. Technically today, but I'm just counting it as news from yesterday. Do not get too into detail. So I'm just like, you know. And also, you got to keep in mind, Marcos, I also do podcast on Tuesday, so it's not all me. You know?
Yeah.
Yet. But no, yeah, fucking. That's the story of how I got this vodka, if anybody was wondering. I know you were wondering, right?
I thought it had, like, you had it stashed somewhere, because you didn't bring it out last couple of times I was here.
God damn, Marcos, you think I'm like a fucking alcoholic or some shit? Fucking I got a stash? Yeah, so I want to go see Orgy this past week. And for everybody that doesn't know who Orgy is, it's a band from like fucking... from back in the day. Let's just say back in the day. I don't believe that any of you probably know any of their songs, because I don't think any of their songs were like fucking, you know, big hits or whatever. I could be fucking wrong, but regardless,
What's their biggest song?
Fuck, I don't know. Like it's something called Digital, I think. Like Digital, like Dreaming in Digital. That's like the chorus. I could be wrong. But I think that's the biggest song that they got.
So did you enjoy the show?
I did. I enjoyed it a lot.
You put on a good show.
They did, yeah. Like, and here's the thing, like I looked it up. They're like in their late 50s. Like the lead singer's 58.
Yeah, there's lots of like bands that have played for a long time.
And here's the thing, like they weren't the only band playing that night. There was this other band that was like fucking 3 hot girls and like this one guy, all like in their 20s. And damn, I was like, holy shit, like these almost 60-year-olds have way more energy than these fucking 20-year-olds and shit. I don't know if that's because like just years of experience or
they weren't into it.
They looked into it, like the band was named Ilya. They looked into their music. They just weren't like fucking, I don't know, like I didn't feel as like.
Wait, so were these guys opening for the Orgy or what?
It was like a lot of bands, I think, but I know there was at least 2 bands before Orgy.
I see.
And Ilya was the one that performed before Orgy.
So they didn't like Orgy?
Huh?
So they didn't like Orgy?
They didn't like Orgy?
You said they looked like they had less energy than the performers.
Yeah, so this band Ilya, which are I can't imagine anyone's like in their 30s in that band. Everyone looked like they were in their 20s probably. They they were good. Like they were. I'm not saying that they were shitty, but I was like, wow, how does this band Orgy that's full of fucking almost 60-year-olds have more energy than this fucking band of 20-year-olds?
Oh, the band. Okay.
Like, is it because Orgy's been around longer, so they got that experience on how to like do crowd work, how to be a good front man?
They're probably getting paid more.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that probably helps. Yeah. Yeah. So I was like, damn, that's crazy. Like, yeah, what is it? Yeah, I guess payment, experience, and just knowing that everyone there is almost literally there to see only you. I'm sure like other people were excited about that band too. I think it's like a big band as well, but everybody was there because of Orgy pretty much. And it was pretty funny because like I didn't really know Orgy. I still don't know Orgy really.
What's the genre? What would you say? What would you call it?
I would call it metal, but like I think if you get like all like nitpicky, they call it new metal.
I see.
But
so kind of like Deftones, kind of.
I could see someone. I could see someone like putting them in the same like genre. Like I could see Deftones fans being Orgy fans and vice versa. So I would, yeah.
Okay, I'll check them out.
But it was funny because again, I had no experience with Orgy. I just knew that my brother listened to them back in the day, and I didn't even know they were still up. I thought they fucking disbanded like fucking years ago, right? And so when Ilya, the band that performed before Orgy, when they were done, I guess they took their instruments down and shit. I guess they brought their own instruments or whatever.
Drum kit, yeah.
And then these fucking, I don't know who it was, maybe like the venue staff, maybe the equipment people for Orgy. I don't know who the fuck it was, but all these people came out and started, setting up the equipment for Orgy, right?
Employees, yeah.
And I was like, is that Orgy? I was asking my brother, I was like, is that Orgy? Because I knew they were old. Yeah, I knew they were like in their 50s or whatever, right?
Who was setting up Orgy's?
Yeah, I was asking my brother, right? Because he's the fucking fan.
What they look like?
They looked old. So I was like, is that Orgy? And my brother was like, maybe.
Maybe.
It might be. And I was like, oh, you don't even know.
I guess that's a testament to how good the music is.
Yeah, like they've withstood the test of time and they're still up and shit, So I was like, oh shit, all right, let's fucking find out. It turned out none of them were fucking Orgy. They just
worked for them.
I don't know if they were working for Orgy or I don't know if they worked for the venue. But the first thing that I saw was this dude that's probably like in his fucking 20s as well. He has his hair fucking slicked back. He's shirtless with just a fucking like leather vest. He fucking walks on stage and he just fucking, he like gives like, I don't know, like a salute to the crowd and gets behind the drum set. And I'm like, what the fuck? You're the drummer? You're like in your 20s. I thought everybody here was like near 60 and shit, And yeah, I guess.
He's the only young one?
I did some research on this, or maybe Freddie did some research on this, but the drummer did leave the band, and I guess they got a new drummer. So, but yeah, he was the youngest guy there and shit. He had a lot of energy. I'll give him that. Like he was really good. I liked him a lot. And I was telling Freddie that there was.
How much were the tickets?
Fuck, I don't remember. I think it was either 30. I want to say 30 each.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty good, honestly. Like, I got a friend that listens to Orgy, and he was like, damn, really? That's a steal. Shit, I would pay that much to go see Orgy. So, I guess it was a good deal and shit, but... Yeah, I had a good time. Orgy was real good. And, originally, I wanted to go just because, I felt like I would learn a lot from it. Like, from a creative standpoint and shit. Like, see how, Orgy, a band that's been up since like the 90s and shit, why are they still up? What are they doing? Because, there's a bunch of bands, right?
Well, it's artistic, so it's kind of
Exactly, and
subjective.
that's what I was trying to like, you know,
Not
think.
not everyone's gonna like it.
Well, I hope you motherfuckers like this, so I could just keep doing this shit till I'm like 60 as well. When will that
Caveman,
be?
call us caveman.
When will that
Have you
be?
have you seen the ads for caveman on Infowars, like the YouTube edits?
No, what is
No,
that?
it's like a broth that Alex Jones was selling for a while. You know Alex Jones, right?
My boy? Yeah.
Yeah, call caveman. Tell him to sponsor us. He's got to drink a cup of it on air or something.
All right, we are back. We're gonna take one last shot. Yeah, Joe Rogan started with the Fleshlight, Marcos. Now, am I opposed to getting sponsored by the Fleshlight? I am not. I want that to be clear. Would I prefer something else? Yeah, I would prefer. You know what? I'm not even gonna. Yeah, I'll show it actually. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back on caffeine pills. You know me and caffeine. I was sober for about like 4 weeks, Marcos. 4 weeks.
Good.
But now I'm gonna go back to caffeine pills, that is. But yeah. Let's take this and I'll continue with what I was saying about Joe Rogan.
Cheers.
That was smoother, but I mean, I still didn't enjoy it. How'd that go for you?
Rough.
Yeah, so as I was saying, yeah, how do you think Joe Rogan got that Fleshlight? Not that I'm looking to get sponsored by the Fleshlight. I'm just saying, like, at this point, like, I should fucking be willing to take anything that I believe in, no?
What was the time frame for that? Like 2010? I think that was like a very particularly special time of the internet. You know, it was still kind of. I think it was kind of the last years of the Wild West of the internet. I feel like the internet nowadays, it's like a little more centralized. You know, there's Instagram, there's Google, right? So I think that had a big part to do with it. It was still kind of newish, and I think like right now it's still kind of hard. Like people have seen results of like what products work on the internet or not. So I think that's a big part of it. You know, he kind of got in there at the right moment.
Well, Fleshlight, how about this? We create a used Fleshlight market. How about that?
I think that's called eBay or something.
Fuck that. We'll take over the market, Marcos. Let me tell you. I know quite a good amount of people that would buy used Fleshlights. Let me tell you.
Okay, good for them.
But yeah, you know, I've always said I don't like. There's this one guy. I'm sure you've seen his videos, maybe not. But he's like a woodsman, or I don't know what you call it. But he chops wood, and that's pretty much his like gimmick and shit. Like he chops wood, and he's like a handsome guy and shit.
On YouTube or where?
Fuck, I want to say TikTok and Instagram. I haven't really seen him on YouTube. So maybe I haven't seen him, but he's like a good-looking guy, and he chops wood pretty much.
Okay.
And that's kind of his thing. But he has like an army of like, you know, fucking, I'm assuming women. I've heard mostly from gay dudes, but he has an army of both, I'm guessing, that are like fucking in love with him. Because he's like a fit guy. He's like pretty in shape, good looking. And you know, he's doing some like, I guess, manly shit like chopping wood, but he also like shills for fucking like for some fucking services that are just like bullshit. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. I mean, shit, I doubt those fucking shill services would even want me to like shill for them, but I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to fucking like sell my 12 subscribers some bullshit products, you know? Like, if I'm gonna sell them anything, I'm gonna sell them my products. And if I get sponsored by something and they want me to sell, it better be a product like this that I believe in, you know? So that's what I've always felt like. The fleshlight, I can't say I've had experience with the fleshlight. Can you say that?
No.
So we both don't have experience with the fleshlight. But, you know, if Joe Rogan was a fan, you know, I'm not saying I wouldn't.
He says that's for everyone, right? I'm your biggest fan. Probably.
I'm not saying I wouldn't fucking, hey guys, use code name ImWithCesar to get 20% off your next fleshlight, you know?
Well, I guess you gotta make your own product then.
Ladies and gentlemen, should I make my own fleshlight?
Caesar's, what would you call it? Cornhole?
Alright, let's end this shit, Marcos. We'll end it there. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, someone called. I had to cut that out because it said his fucking phone number. So, alright, I guess let's end it here, Marcos. Shit.
Good night, America.
Good evening.